Okay. Yesterday we talked about the Excel operations, which is remove data column, add data column, and clear data table. In addition to the previous classes, we completed these activities as well. Okay. So today I'll talk about the how to get the files and all. That file could be
Yeah, Venkat, sorry to interrupt you. Echo voice is coming. Two voice.
one second, one second. Okay, is it okay now?
Yeah, it's fine now.
Yeah, okay. Okay. So what I'm targeting for today's class is how to get the files from your directory. As I said yesterday, if there is any requirement, to go through multiple directories to compare the files and to get the finalized output from multiple Excel sheets, so you need to deal with the directory operations. Okay, that you can do using the directory.get files, wherein you'll get your directory and then you will read all the files one by one. You can take all your file names to a list, which is collection, and then you can keep in one list. Wherever you want, you can go to that list and you can take all the files and you can compare it with your existing file. In that way, you can use this get files up method to get the files from the directory, and then you can also get your file information by using the variable called fi of type file info. File info is one variable type, which is it will have all the attributes of your file. And once you get all the file info to your variable of type file info, you can deal with your file attributes, like what is file name, what is the file directory when that file is created, what is the file extension. All those things you can deal with this fi attribute, which is of type file info. So okay, what I will do today is I will just go through these basic concepts today, and I will also show you how to read the text files. If I have time, I will also go through the Excel sheets as well, how to read multiple Excel sheets if the files are of same format and so it is having same kind of data, how to take the data from two Excel sheets and then moving into one Excel sheet. If you want to compare two data Excel sheets, if you can take the particular column from one sheet and then you can compare in another sheet, get the data if it is matched, and then you combine into another Excel sheet. Normally that's how humans will do in the normal projects, right? So to do those kind of operations, I'll just provide some basics, and then I'll give some use case also, and then I'll give some practices for you to come up with new concepts. If you have any doubts, you can come and ask me in that way. Okay. So today, let me create one new project. Let me create uh, I think yesterday seventh class over, right? Is that one? Okay, no problem. One second. Okay, no problem. Let me create a new file. So today's is 8. System is stuck. One second. Get file and file operations. Today's date is 2018 John 04. Okay. Okay. So if you see my Excel sheet, the first activity I had taken is the for each. Okay, take for each activity. So there is a difference between for each and for each row. For each, you will get two for each. One is for each and the other one is for each row. Okay, you always need to take only for each for dealing with the collections and the files. The for each row is basically to deal with your tables, which is Excel kind of tables, and as well as the bill data tables. Okay, now I'm taking for each activity. Okay, the moment when you drag the for each activity, the properties you can see. Okay, this basically this activity is coming from the framework, which is activities framework. Okay, this ua path dot framework dot activities. Okay, this for each is having one object inside for each, that is system object. Okay, the argument what you take inside is it considers an object. The object can be a list, or the object can be an enumerated variable. Okay, or it could be a table. Okay, in this case, okay, the object what I'm taking here is from a directory. So okay, I'll take one directory from my system. Okay, I'll just take notes here. This is one directory for me. Okay, my system is very slow today, I don't know why. Okay, so from this directory I wanted to read all the files. From this directory I wanted to read all the files. What I will do is directory dot, from the directory what you want to do. So these are the operations you can do. And for my requirement I need to get the files. Get files. Okay, get files, and then you need to specify from which directory you want to get the files. Okay, you always keep the string or text in double quotes. Okay, okay, that string what I'm providing is the path of your directory. Okay, now if you see for this object, for each object, the values what I am taking is, this is the input parameter for the get files. Okay, so what will happen here is that it says it is a directory. With that directory, get files is a method. Okay, where that method expects some parameter here. That parameter is your path of your directory. That parameter is your path of your directory. Okay, so what it will do is it will get all the files and then keep it in object. Okay, that object is called, for each object here. The type of argument also you can see object here. And then it may have couple of files like 10 files, 20 files, like that. It will keep in object, and then it will give to item each object. Okay, for example 10 items. The first object will be in item, the second object, third object, fourth object, like that. Okay, now you have all the list of files in your hand. With that files, what you are going to do, that activities you can do inside this body. Okay, this body is a block which contains by default when you drag for each activity into your design area. Okay, now so what you will do is, now what I'm trying to do is, these are the operations I wanted to. What is the file name, and what is the file directory, what is the extension of file, what is the file attributes when it is created. I want to see all these details for each file in the directory. Okay, for that what I have to do is, now I got the files. For each file, the file information I have to get. The file information is nothing but the attributes whatever I mentioned here. This is file information. The file, when you created the file, when you created a file, if you go and see here, if I right click and click on properties, okay, you can see what is the file, what is the type of file. It is a text file. And what is the location of that file, this is the path. And what is the size of that file, what is the size on disk, and when it is created, when it is modified, when it is accessed. These are all file properties. All these file properties you can see using 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 the attribute called fi. This is the declared attribute of type file info. If you create any variable of type file info, that will have the properties of your file. Like I did, right click on properties, the same thing that will have. Okay, so what I will do is I need to declare one variable of type file info. I need to declare one variable of type file info. Okay, go here. Okay, so before I go inside it, okay, I have to declare one variable. What is that? File info. So what I will do is I will say f info here, file info, f info. The type of that f info is, what is that? File info. The variable type itself is file info. So wherein if you are not declaring with this type, you will not get the properties of file. The property of this file info type variable is to get all your attributes of your file. The file could be anything. Okay, now normally when you want to declare a variable, you will just type variable here. Okay, you will just type variable here, or else you can, if you see here, there is assign activity. You can get the assign activity here. You can get the assign activity here. Okay, you can drag it here, or you can search for it. Because I added in favorites, because I regularly use this activity, drag it to your body. Okay, okay, I'll just delete this. You right click here, create variable. The moment when you click on create variable, a set name will come. This is a method, and if you type your variable, it will be created by default, and then you can change the type of that variable as required. F info, or else I can say f okay, f info, right? Let it be like this. Okay, f info. Okay, so if you see here, the variable is created here. So this is the default variable type is coming, and the scope of this variable is body, because you created inside body. So the scope, it is coming as body, because we may use this out of for each, inside for each anywhere, or out of for each also. Okay, instead of putting body, you just keep the global, which is of type, which is the name of your project. In this project, you can use that in anywhere, wherever you need. Okay, so that is the scope of that. Okay, now the variable type is, it is showing here is generic value, right? The generic value is to hold any type of data, like boolean, or it could be a date, or it could be a string, or it could be numbers. But for our requirement is not this, the properties of file. To get the properties of file, you need to assign one more variable type. That variable type you are not able to see here. Okay, in that case, you have to click on browse for types. What is that? File info. File info. Okay, so this is the file info. The system.io is the package where your file info variable type sits. Okay, you click on ok. So you got the file info here. Okay, this file info, like how you did for list, you use a constructor. Okay, and then you initialized it. The similar way for file info also, you will initialize it. Okay, new, what is the syntax? You can see here, the file info of, the file info of where is your file? Inside item, what is that? String, item dot to string. Okay, this is what the syntax for it. If you're not able to see clearly, you can click here and you can see the complete syntax here. Okay, the f info is the your variable, which is of type file info, okay. For that, like for string you use, for list you use new, list of integer, list of string, like that. But here the of is not required. This is different syntax for file info. Okay, file info. Okay, so everyone is able to hear. So is everyone is able to hear me? Kiran, Venkat. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, so now I initialized my file info to get all your file attributes here. Okay, now what I have to do is I need to get the file name, I need to get the file directory, extension, file attributes, create date, like that. Okay, so now let me try all those attributes, and then reading files also we'll see. Okay, now you can use for to get the output of your activities, you can use either message box or write line, or still if you want to write the output to a specific file, you can use the write text file as well. Okay, I will use message box, the message box. Okay, I'll just use the file, get the file names. Okay, file name. Okay, file name in the directory. Okay, file name in the directory. Okay, so how you will get the file name? Now f info dot, when you press f info dot, you can see create time, when the file is created. If you want to delete the file, you can delete it. Okay, I will not delete it, I will just simply get the name of that file. Okay, name of that file. Okay, now what we are doing here is we are taking for each, and then we are taking a directory. In that directory we are reading all the files and then displaying the file name. Okay, now save it. If you see in my directory, this is the directory I considered, okay, this is the directory I considered. Okay, I'll just execute this. Okay, the first one it should get, this is the 01 file is the first one. Okay, the file name in the directory, it is displaying 01 underscore UiPath basics and navigation.txt. Okay, and the next file is the second one, third one, okay, fourth one, fifth, sixth, last one, done. That is what we did. Okay, now if you want to get the directory also, okay, the file directory and name, the file directory and name. Okay, the file directory and name. Now I'm getting file name. Okay, I wanted to get the file directory also. What I will do is file info dot directory. Okay, there are two things, one is directory, the second one is directory name is there. You will see the difference. I will take the directory name for now. Okay, directory name, and then plus, and then I will keep some so of directory name and file I'm saying, right? So normally how the directory name and file will be displayed is with the slash. Okay, what I will do is I will just keep it one more plus here. Okay, I will just keep it like this. Okay, so what it will do is it will display the directory and then followed by slash and then file name. Okay, now let me execute it. The file directory and name, so it is displaying directory and the directory is up to nodes. Okay, and then it is displaying the file name. Click OK. So you are getting the file name along with the directory where that file resides. Okay, so now you are getting file name also and along with the directory. If you wanted to see, okay, you can copy and paste the message box here. If you want to see the other file properties, okay, f info dot creation time dot toString, when that file is created. Okay, two binary. Okay, toString. Okay, so you run execute it. Okay, that file name is displaying, and then when this file is created, it is displaying what is this, 12/25/2017 6:59. Okay, the time date modifier it is creating. If you right click and see when that file is created, when this file is created, you can see here. Okay, 25th December 6:59:29, the same it is displaying here. Okay, cancel it, click OK. and the next file is coming, that is 0 to file. The 0 to file is also coming here. You can see when it is created here, the same thing it is doing. It is going and getting from this only. Okay, 65919. Okay, next file, it is reading all the files. Okay, so it is reading all the files. So we know how to get the file name, we know how to get the directory, extension we have to see, created date we have to see, we have already seen. Now we will see how to get the extension. This is file creation date, file creation date. Okay, in the similar way we can also see file extension. See file extension. Okay, now save it and execute it. Okay, okay, so you are getting .txt is the extension. Okay, so this directory is having only text files. I will take another directory and then I will show you how it is. Okay, this is having all types of files. I will just give this path and see how it, till now no problem. Okay, when you are reading files it will be different. You need to have different branches to read XLS. Say for example, this directory is having one PDF file, one notepad, okay, and Excel sheets also. It is there. There are three types of files here. If you want to deal with files based on your file type, okay, you will get your file extension. If the file extension is .txt, you go to branch 1 and then you deal with that notepads. If your file is Excel files, you have to deal with your Excel application scope. You need to have one more branch. You can use decision flow, okay, or else you can use if else condition. Okay, and you can divert all your branches based on your file type, and then you can do inside. If it is Excel, you can use Excel application scope. If it is notepad related activities, you can use and you can do activities. If it is PDF, you can use your PDF automation activities and you can go with that. So in that way you can have you can use your file extension property. Okay, now I am taking this directory to see different file extensions. Okay, I will go and I will change my directory here. Okay, now I will execute it. Okay, the file directory and name, the file directory is coming, inside that name is coming .pdf. Okay, the file creation date is this, it is giving correctly. Okay, this is the modified date. Okay, and if you go to properties here, creation date, you can see here when that file is created. Okay, 21.33.8. okay, now click OK. Now the extension is .pdf. okay, and the second file uh, the second file is odd number specified range. This is just file. Okay, and we'll see what extension will come for this. There is no extension for this. This file is created just like that. Okay, if you go and see here the properties, what is the file type? Is file only. There is no extension for this. It's simply file. Okay, that's why it's not writing any extension. Okay, and the next one is Airtel payment, PDF, date creation, and then PDF again, name. The file creation date is appearing here and it displaying all your files like this. Okay, okay, so now I'll change back to the previous path because I wanted to read all the files also using your read text files. Okay, okay, Now yesterday also I missed to write the notes. Okay, so what we did till now, file activities. So what is the first step we did? Flow chart. Take the flow chart project. Second step is use the for each activity to get the list of files from directory from specified directory. Okay, how you will get is directory dot get files. Okay, and you can specify your okay. Okay, so inside that for each what you are doing, what is the first step you are doing? 2.1. What is the first step you are doing here? Okay, okay, use the assign activity to to initialize the f info f info. Okay, okay, first step is I need to 2.2 declare a variable of type file info. Okay, uh, info to store file attributes or properties. Okay, or properties. Okay, use the assign activity to initialize the file info attribute. But how you will do is f info is equal to is equal to is equal to like this. Okay, now you can display the file properties using message box. Use the message box or write line activity to display the file properties or attributes file properties or attributes. Okay, so how you will do that is, now this is for file name and directory, this is for file name and directory, and the other ones we are using for date. Okay, we are doing. Okay, this is what we did till now. Okay, next step. So where is that extension? 1 2 3. Okay, extension part we missed it. Okay, extension, control Z. Okay, so you can try the remaining things and then you can ask me questions if you have any doubts. Okay, I'll also prepare some visual basic expressions for these and then I'll send it to you. Okay, and you can practice on top of it. Okay, so now I wanted to read all the notepads. From I'm getting echo voice back. Can you go on mute or let me keep you all in mute? Okay, now I wanted to read all the files one by one. Okay, how do I read? You know the activity how to read the text file. Read text file. What is that? Read text file. which is under file operations. Okay, read text file, we just keep it here. Okay, so to read text file, normally what you will do, which text file you have to read, you have to go and specify the path. Now path is with you. Okay, the path you already taken here. How do you get that path? So let me get the path. What is the path you are using? This one, correct? Inside this path, you will just keep it like this in the double quotes. You will just keep it like this, and then you will specify the file here. And then you will, if I want to read one file, what you will do, you will just get this file like this, right? You will keep like this .txt like that. So in this case, what we will do is, okay, so first way to get the this is directory up to here, directory. That means what you will do is, first, what is the variable we declared for file info? F info for directory is 1 and directory name is 1. So I use directory name. If you use directory, what you have to do is you have to use the toString also. Okay, if you use directory name, no need to use the toString method. You can use directory name to get the directory name. Okay, or else if you want to use directory also you can use, but you have to use toString function again. That is only the difference. Okay, file info directory name. Now you got up to here, then plus. So what you have to do here, you just keep slash, and then plus your file name. How you are getting file name? Finfo dot name. Okay, so let's see how it, whether it opens or not. Okay, now it has to open the file from this directory. Okay, let me save. Okay, let me save this one also. So this is also part of that only, so this should open this file also. Okay, now run the first file. Okay, the creation date, and then file extension it is showing. Now this file should be open. Okay, file directory, this one. Okay, so it is not opening, right? File creation, file extension, and then file directory and file name. It is not going to that. We'll see what happened. Where we kept inside for each or what? It is only displaying all the thing, but it is not opening the file here. Okay, so it is only just reading and not doing anything. Okay, so what you have to do is, once it is read the file, you have to keep that information into one variable here. Okay, what is that name? What you will give? Read file. Okay, this is the variable. Okay, let me see how this variable is created. Read file string. Okay, let me keep it global. Okay, now you read the file. Okay, now you have to display that file. Okay, using message box or write line activity. What is the read file? Okay, now save it and run it. Okay, file creation date, file extension. So there is nothing inside this file. You just open and see, there is nothing. This is empty file. Okay, so it is not displaying anything. The next file is second one. The file name is 0 to even odd sum count using if decision etc. .text file. Third, the next one is file creation date, file extension. Now the second file is open. Okay, very big. You are not able to see the OK button. You just click and you can move file like this. You can click and you can move file like this, or else you can click on enter. The OK will be pressed. Now the next file is, this is the file, it is open now. Okay, this is done. Now next time third file will be opened. The third file is 03 Fibonacci series. Okay, extension is done. After extension, what is that? So this is creation date. After extension, it will read this file and then it has to open. After this, the third file should be opened. What is the third file? 03 Fibonacci series. This file should be opened. You click on OK, and if you see the file is opened here, the first one is the step by step. It is showing like this. Okay, it will show in the simple plain text. It will not show as it is whatever is there in bold and all. It will not show. It will show only plain text. Okay, click OK. Okay, that's how it works. So all this part is done. Now read text file is also done. Now the next one is read Excel files. Okay, how to read the Excel files. So before I go to this Excel files, okay, I wanted to tell you one more thing, how to move all these names into a collection and then use that collection to display your files and read your files. So you'll use the same concept in both Excel and read text files also. Okay, so how you will move all these names into your list? So that means you have to create one list. You have to create one list before you start for each. So what is the syntax to create? What is the variable type for list? I will say file list. This is the file list. This is the variable. What is the variable type for list? List. You can type list here. Okay, and you can see list of T, where T is the type of element inside that list. List is nothing but collection here. Okay, click OK. It will throw an error saying that not all generic types could be resolved. Okay, this generic type you have to specify what type of elements you need to have in your list. So the elements in our list is file names. Okay, file names. So it is a string. You just select the string, and if you are dealing with numbers, you just take integer 32, and if you are dealing with objects inside that list, you can take object, or if you are dealing with elements like mix of boolean or integer strings like that, you can use this generic value. If you are dealing with only strings, just select the string and click OK. Okay, now your list is ready. You have to initialize your list. How to initialize the list? Using assign activity. Okay, what is that name? It's a file list. Okay, how to initialize that? New. Okay, list of what is that? String. List of string. Okay, now your list is ready. You initialize the list. You can add elements to your list now. So what are those elements? Your file names. What are those elements inside your list? It is file names. Okay, so how do you add that file names to your file list, which is of type list of string? How do you do that? What is the activity I need to use to add these file names to your list? How do you do that? What is that activity? Add to collection. Add to collection is the activity to add elements to your list. Okay, you can call it as list or collection. You can call in both the names. Okay, add to collection. Okay, what is the collection name? The collection name is, what is the collection name? You can see here, file list. The collection name is file list here. The collection name is file list. Okay, still is throwing an error. What is that error? You can move your mouse over there. You can see compiler errors encounter processing expression file list. The problem here is system.collections.generic list of string. This is the variable type of your list. Okay,
cannot be converted to system dot collections of object, because you are mentioning object here, but your file list you declared as string here, but you are saying this list is going to have object here. That is the reason it is throwing an error. Okay, the list is going to have only strings, but you mentioned object here, so you have to specify string here. Okay, inside that file list, okay, what is the string you want, what is the string you want to add to this file list? What is the, even though there is no error, the purpose of this file list you are adding is to add elements to it. If you are not adding also, no problem, it will not throw an error, it will not have any elements, also no issues. If you are, that means you are simply assigning some null value, so it will not take it, so it will not throw an error. It doesn't mean that it's not throwing error means it's correct. There is no use of it. We are using file list to have some elements, you need to specify some list of elements here, otherwise it will not take anything. So don't think that if you keep null here it will take all null values, it won't take. Okay. Now, so what you want to keep it here in the item? So every time in the for loop, in for each, you are getting the files from your directory and taking each file info into item, and that item you are taking into file info, which is having all the file attributes, whatever it could be. It could be text file or PDF or your XLS file or XLSX or CSV file, whatever it is. It will have all the properties like how Windows system is having. When you right click and see the properties, similar way you will go and read from the system properties only. Okay, so now you are getting all the file directory, file name, all those things. Okay, now I wanted to have file names. So where is that file name? finfo.name. Okay, you can assign this finfo.name to a variable, or else you can directly use this finfo.name inside this add collection. So the best practice is use one variable to assign for your file name. That file name is string and this is global, I will make it. Okay, unless if you are specific to particular block, you specify that block here, and if you don't want to use that variable anywhere, you just keep it do only, or otherwise if you want to use this variable across the project, you just keep it global. The project name you keep it like this instead of putting body. Okay, now here in this add collection, it is not throwing an error here, but it is throwing an error here. You can see value for a required activity argument item was not supplied. There is no meaning in assigning null value to your list, so it is expecting something here. Okay, now you say file name here. Okay, you will add file name, there is no error here, but that file name is not having anything here. You need to get that file name. So get assign activity. What is that? File name is equal to, how you will get that file name? finfo dot name. Okay, you will get the file name to file name, the name of your file into file name. That file name is getting added to your list. Okay, now save it, run it. Okay, so it will not display your file name here, because I am not using any message box or write line activity. Okay, I will see how to use that. I will use one more for loop and then I will use it. So I will tell you why I am using one more for loop. There might be a couple of requirements, you don't know where you will use that. Now you are reading files, you have to keep that list of file names in somewhere. In some activity at the step number 20 or 30, you may need to refer these file names. At that time you need to have this list. Okay, if you want to get the files and read here itself, no issues, you can read it. If you want to use these file names in some other activity, somewhere in some other for loop, after 20th or 30th step, you can refer that file name in the list and then you can utilize there. So for that purpose I am taking all the file names into a list. Okay, now you are taken into a list. Your list is having all your file names. Now for each is done. This for each is to have to load file names into list. Okay, assume that my purpose is this. Okay, I will take one more for each loop. Okay, one more for each loop. Okay, this for each is to read for each, to read files using list. Okay, okay, what is my list name? File list. This is my this is my collection. Okay, don't use for each row, you have to use for each always for these collections. Okay, now I want to read all the files. So what I will do is, inside this for each I will remove this read text file, I'll remove this. Okay, I'll remove this one also here. Only I'm reading files. The purpose of this for loop is to get all the file names into a collection. Okay, now come back to your next for loop. Okay, I just added here. Okay, before this, so now where is your file name now? Okay, I think I need to get the directory also here in the previous loop. Get directory also into one variable. Okay, I will say dir. Okay, that is also string. Directory name also I will get, where I am getting file name. Here I am getting file name. I'll get the directory name also here. dir finfo dot directory name. Okay, so now directory name is also there from this. Okay, now inside this I want to read this file using your file list. Inside file list, okay, now where is your directory? Okay, and then plus, and then you keep double quote slash, and then you have your file name here. What is that file name? Where you have that file name? Item dot toString. Okay, so file name. Now you are reading the file. Now I wanted to display the content inside the file. How you will do, how I will do that? So here, after reading the file, you have to keep in read file, because I already copied from the previous for loop. The read file has come here. Okay, now you say read file here, it will display. Now let's see whether this list will work or not. Okay, directory dash item dash toString, it should work. Okay, I will also put one message box just to see whether this directory and file name is displaying properly or not. Okay, directory name. Okay, the directory name is dir. Okay, plus comma. Okay, file name colon. Okay, here I will say item dot toString. Okay, save it, run it. File directory and directory name is previous loop. It is coming from the previous loop. Okay, so the file creation, file extension. Now file directory and name. So it is still in the first for loop. Okay, let it complete. Okay, file extension. So what is this file name? Sixth file. It will read up to 8th file. Okay, 8th file done. Now it will come to your second loop. Directory name it is coming, comma, file name also it is coming. It is reading properly. The first file it is trying to read, there is no data. Now second file has come. Second file it is open, and it read and got the output to your text file and text read file, and then it is displaying using message box. Okay, and second file is coming and open the file and displaying. So your list is working. Your list is working properly. Okay, now if I change the directory, and if the directory what I have taken is having only text files. Okay, so what I will do is, let it keep it like this. Okay, what I will do is, if I keep another directory which is having many files other than only text, okay, it is also having many files. If I used only read text file, so let's see how whether it will open this Excel sheets or not. Okay, I will change the file here, I'll change the directory here. Okay, and see what happens. Okay, click OK. Okay, now save it and execute it. PDF file, rate, extension. Okay, in the first for loop it is happening all these things. Okay, now okay, file creation date. So now, okay, this is the second loop. Now it is opening the directory and PDF. I am using read text file. Okay, and see how it is behaving. Okay, the one what I am using here is okay, go back. In the second for loop I am using read text file. This is only for .txt file. Okay, it gives you proper output only for .txt file. Okay, using read text file I'm reading PDF file. It is reading like this. Okay, click OK. So what is the next file will come here? The next file will come again. It is simply file. It is not even text file. Okay, it is file. Okay, see how it is 1.7 MB. Again it is reading. Okay, why it is looping for the same? Okay, now file name is students.xlsx. See how it is reading. It is unable to read the Excel file. Okay, so that's why based on file type you have to take decision. If it is .txt file, read the each file from your directory. Okay, if check what is the file type using your file extension. Okay, if it is .txt, you go to read your text file. If it is .pdf, you have to use your PDF techniques to read your PDF. If it is XLSX, you have to use your Excel application scope to read your Excel application. So the file extension will be useful while reading. So you can take one decision box here. Okay, or you can take if condition. Okay, inside if it is .txt, because your you can get extension to one more variable here. Okay, and then that variable will decide where to go. If it is .txt, do so and so list of activities. If it is .pdf, do so and so list of activities. You can do like that. For that purpose you can use your file extension property. Okay, that's how you will read the files from your directory, and then you do operations based on your requirement. Okay, now for tomorrow's class what we will do is we will read the Excel files and we'll see how to deal with multiple Excel files in one project using your get files directory.get files activity methods. Okay, so that's all for today. Okay, I think I forgot to write notes again. What I used is list. Okay, let me do this also. So one for each I did here. This for each is to read your I think I need to 2.4. Okay, declare a variable for list or collection. Okay, that variable is, what is that variable I did? Okay, so what is that variable I declared? For file name directory file list. Okay, that is file list. Okay, so after declaring this, initialize 2.5, initialize the list. Okay, how you initialize the list is, okay, let me go back. Okay, this is how you initialize it. File list is equal to this, how you will initialize. Okay, file list is equal to new. Okay, once that is done, in the first for each itself, this one is a separate thing. Okay, what I will do is I will keep it here. Step number 2. Okay, and then step number 3, and this is step number 4. I'll keep this as 4.1, 4.2, and 4.3. Okay, and inside for each what we'll do is 4.4. okay, use add to collection activity to add the file names to the list. What is that list name? File list. Okay, file list. Okay, inside this what we are specifying 4.4.1, what we specified here inside first for each add to collections. Inside add to collections we specify the collection to add file names, and the second one 4.4.2 specify the element to add into collection. Okay, the element here is file name. What is that file name? We used file name. So before that, here what we did, I think file names and all we did here only, right? Okay, 4.4.1. okay, here use the assign activity to get the file name and directory names. Okay, directory names. So what is that? The two variables we declared. File name is equal to what is that? fi-info.name. File name is equal to fi-info.name, and directory is equal to dir is equal to this. Okay, and this is dir. Okay, file name, specify the element file name to add the collection. Okay, this part is for this collection. Okay, this is done. Now this part is 4.1, this is 2, this is 3, and the next step is, okay, use for each activity to read the files from list. Okay, inside this what is the first step we did? I think very less steps we did here. Okay, so we are displaying the, okay, for each display the directory and file names using list. Okay, using list. Okay, using this list. Use the message box and display the directory and the file names using list. That list name is file list. That list name is file list. Okay, so again we are reading, use the next step is 3.2, use the read text file activity to read the content of file. Okay, so how you are doing that? You are this one, and then content equal to read file. So content equal to read file, and file name is equal to this one. File name is equal to this one, and content equal to this one, and declare a variable for this. Declare list of variables for list and others, what all variables we declare. This is for list, and file info, this is for file properties, read file string, and file list is already added, file name for direct no, it is for file name only, and for dir this is a string, and so one more is dir, this is also string. Okay, this is also string, and those are the variables we declared. Okay, so now 3.2 step is done. Now we have to display the content of file. 3.3, using message box display the content of file. How you will display is read file inside message box, use this variable and display. Okay. Okay, finally we covered 2 for loops and 1 flowchart. The second one is for declaration, third one is for initialization, the first one is the first for loop to read all your files to your list, and the last one is to read the files using your list. Okay. Okay guys, so that's all for today's class. If you have any questions, please ask me. Any questions? Okay. Okay, then okay, I'm done for
Venkat,
yeah.
brother,
Go ahead.
మీరు షేర్ చేస్తారా ఇది? You gonna share this screen share and everything for this notes and everything.
Yeah, this notes basically what I'm doing is every day I'm uploading this to a Google Drive. Okay, so you will get the link. So all the old people
Okay.
getting it, whoever recently joined. So I will add you guys also in that list. You will get the notes. Okay, and you will get the class also. I'm recording every day. I will upload to YouTube, and then you will also get that recording. But you need to log in to YouTube using your Gmail account credentials. Okay, otherwise it will not open for you. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay, guys. Thanks, and see you tomorrow. Okay. I'll upload all these files to Google Drive, and then I'll upload the recording also YouTube. You will get an email soon in next 1 hour. Okay. Bye.
Okay, brother. Thank you. Thank you so much.